morning and welcome to Trade the Day. It's Larry Benedict, joined by Trading with Larry. Sorry, that that is another podcast. But welcome to Trading with Larry. This is Larry Benedict, joined by Eric Shamilov. Thanks everyone for joining us. Exciting morning for sure. You got Donald Trump's plane breaking in midair, electronical issues, had to land in Zurich. So I believe his speech is going to be delayed. It was scheduled for now. If it's anything like the press conference yesterday, he was an hour late and spoke for an hour and 40 minutes about mumbo jumbo, answered questions for about 3 minutes, and was gone. A lot to talk about. I nicknamed you yesterday Mr. Parabolic. So it is apropos that nat gas is up another 25% today, makes it over 50% in 2 days, and takes it right back to where it was when the weather pattern shifted the other way and took it straight down. I don't know who these maniacs are that are doing it, but I think they're the same maniacs that are in gold. Gold up $270 in 2 days. Um, threat. I mean, my headlines are hilarious. They're threat of Greenland war, okay, threat of tariffs, threat of whatever, but there's no threat. It's just retail buying relentlessly. And I said a little bit before we came on the podcast, I think we may be making, I know you're probably like, this guy's crazy or whatever. We may be making generational highs, meaning that if we get to 5,000 on this move or wherever this move ends up, will be the high potentially for the next 10 or more years. I just don't understand it. It's way past me. Um, you tell me it's a store of value. You've had this trade, so I have to give that to you. Um, but as traders, we trade for the day or for whatever. So, we can catch the move. You could stay maybe a couple of days, but, to stay and catch a move like this is extremely hard, even though it's parabolically straight up. Like yesterday, there was no pullback of $10 in gold the whole day. It just went up, 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 up. And today, same thing. Market closed, reopened up 50, maybe 60, and then has drifted back and forth from plus 110 to up 60. But I mean, at some point, you got to think it's getting a little crazy on year. I don't know. What year is this? Three, four, five? I mean, this is so many years. And now the move is being addressed by
In what?
retail.
In
Yeah.
gold?
Yeah.
It's like a 2-year breakout since we broke out. It's
No,
not
but I
that
don't know
long.
how many years in a row. Can you see how many years in a row gold's up? It's up at least 3 years in a row. I mean, maybe more. Um, it's up every time. But what I'm saying to you as a trader and someone that studies markets and watches markets, the retail public is so involved in this that it's unbelievable. And the moves, it's kind of like, in a way, I see this from our friends Ken and Jane. They get to see what the retail public is doing, and they
Who's
just
Ken and Jane? Who's
you
Ken
know
and Jane?
you know who Ken and Jane are.
I know who Ken and Jane is, but maybe other people don't.
Well, Ken is Citadel, and Jane is Jane Street. So those guys are quote unquote market makers in equities, but they don't really make markets. Okay, I was a market maker in equities for Spear Leads and Trust or Singer for a while, and if we did not show markets, we would get fined, and then we would lose the stocks. These guys don't show one market. And that's true because Nvidia has 25 billion shares outstanding and you can't buy 10,000 shares if you tried, because as soon as you click that order in, the guys run in front of your order and blow the stock up. So a lot of that is happening in commodities. I do think these are.
There's a very neat solution to the problem with market makers, and it's what China did. Just get their servers away from the exchanges, and they lose
That
their.
is no, yeah, but Eric, that has nothing. That has nothing to do with being a market maker. That has to do with front running. Okay, that's completely different than being a market maker. That's front running, and in the United States, that is legal, or it's not legal, but they don't enforce it. So yes, China moved the servers to a fair level playing field, which is unbelievable. Um, and
That's more
and
of a capitalist move than what we're doing, right? In your view?
no, we're allowing this stuff to go on where you can run natural gas 50% in 2 days. You can run gold 400 points in 2 days. And here are the gold returns for you. Okay. 2023, gold up 13%. Doesn't sound like a lot. 2024, gold up 27%. 2025, gold up 64%. So that's up 100% in 3 years. And guess what? Already out of the gate, it's up 15% for the year. Okay. Already beating the return of 2023. Okay. And we're 11 trading days old and we're in a parabolic. I'm using that word for you. We're in a parabolic melt up for whatever reason because retail is buying the hell out of it. And what's changed in the market over the last few years, and you saw this originally with GameStop, okay? Public has access to every market in the world, okay? Whether it be through ETFs or actual futures or whatever, it's very easy to do. And now, like here, you see this? That is the market. I could be on this podcast and trade hundreds of millions of dollars worth of product, and you would never even know. I could be in my underwear or in my bathing suit in a pool. Okay. That's the difference of what's happened. And what's happening here is the firms that are around this, okay, have an unfair advantage. We've talked about it before, and they see the orders coming. So when they see 500 buy orders in the silver ETF, they just blow silver futures up. Okay. Same thing is going to happen on the downside when we go limit down for multiple days. They're just going to smash the thing in front of public getting out. And what they've realized is that public or retail investors are bigger than hedge funds. I ran $1 billion. Retail would blow me out of the water, blow me out of the water with $1 billion hedge fund. That never happened before. And that is what happened with GameStop and AMC. All the big market makers, Citadel, Susquehanna, they were out of business, dude. They were literally out of business, called the government. And basically, the government said, hey, Robinhood, you got to liquidate all your positions. They had them dead. But no one realized at that point the power of tens and hundreds and millions of retail orders hitting the market. So, and on top of that, you don't need a lot of money to buy a 50-cent option, do you? These guys like Hello Kitty, they were buying out of the money options, thousands and thousands of them, and setting up something that we call gamma, okay, which is the change of delta. But once it gets close to the money, it becomes like stock. They blew these guys out of the water. And the same thing is happening today, right now, in these commodities. Think about it. The silver ETF today will trade 200 million shares. Okay. What did it trade yesterday? I'm Oh, Trump is speaking, by the way. We get to see him live.
Oh boy.
He's very positive. He seems very positive.
Yeah.
He's not
He
yelling at
seemed
anybody.
Liberation Day before he took out that big chalkboard and had China on row one with the number one tariff in store. He seemed positive then too. So I don't know.
Well,
He
listen,
might say,
I would say this. He's Taco Bell in the biggest way. We've seen it millions of times. I'm not saying he's going to taco and back down from his stance, but he's spending the next day or two with every leader, other than China, India, and a couple others in the world. And you would think he wants to, at least while he's there, play nice. So I'm thinking, he's not going to go crazy in this speech, but you know, I spoke to you a little before the podcast. Ludnick had a dinner with Lagarde, and Lagarde walked out of the meeting, and then there was another meeting with Besson and someone else, and they walked out. That's
Yeah,
pretty.
The Europeans are pissed off. Okay, and one fear that I have is that they're going to pull off what Canada just did, and turn to China and be like, "Hey, we need a new sponsor." Canada needs a new sponsor, and maybe the EU needs a new sponsor. Maybe they think they do.
I mean, listen, I think they've been setting that up for years. I mean, they're not going to him today. They've been going. Trump was the president for 4 years, 8 years ago. They've been setting this up for 8 years just in case, and it happened. So I listen. I don't think this speech. I know they're saying blah 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 in the speech. I don't think the speech is going to be all that dramatic. Only because he's there. Why would he want to do that while he's there? Just wondering.
Because he's a showman.
I
And what
understand.
I've noticed,
He could be a
I've noticed
showman sitting in the Oval Office. Why does he want to be a showman on their territory? In front of all of their leaders. I don't see it.
full
Okay.
stage. He likes the big stage, and I noticed whenever his poll numbers start to dip,
Dude,
he
he
becomes
keeps talking about we were a dead country 2 years ago. I mean, come on, how are we a dead country 2 years ago? I mean, the market's at an all-time high. The economy was humming. Okay, I don't know what was so bad. What was so bad 2 years ago? He's, it's just, I mean, I don't know.
depends who you ask,
But
but
but my question is, why does he want Greenland? Why can't we already have a treaty to do what we want there? Why can't we just talk to them and just put as many military people and bases as we want there? What's the difference if we own it or not? Like,
it's a
why do
good
we need
question.
to own it? What is this, monopoly? He's the monopoly man. He wants to just own property. I mean, it's crazy. And it's a meaningless, listen, it's an important piece of property.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at a map, you could see the importance of Greenland for the U.S. if there's a true threat from Russia, and you could see it. It's like it's right there. In Western Hemisphere at the North Pole. But Russia's a bad actor in the Arctic, and China's right there
Eric,
next to
we're
it. So
already there with bases. We already have bases there. I
yeah,
don't,
that's a
I
good
don't,
point. I don't know why we need to take it over. Why can't we just expand our military presence there
right.
and work
And it doesn't
closer with the
matter. It's a meaningless situation. You just need to be there just in case. And Trump is spewing out that our
maybe
GDP.
he thinks Europe is already gone.
What do you mean? Europe is outperforming us in every metric. When you look at markets. So
Yeah, that's
I don't
about it.
know. And the thing is, like, he's right now talking. He's saying we're growing huge, as he says. Like, I don't see it. I think we're contracting, actually. And I think they're afraid of that. And, you know, I mean, the rhetoric that we're throwing out there is so negative. Okay. Like, even yesterday with Besson saying, basically the Dutch are meaningless. It's just not right. Like, why are we taking this approach that, to fight with everyone? And, Trump is now saying Europe is heading in the wrong direction. It's weird. Like, I don't understand. I'm lost. And if they're heading in the wrong direction, why are we tariffing them more? And why are we fighting with them? I don't. It's weird. But the speech is going on. He doesn't seem, markets are drifting lower, but he doesn't seem crazy combative. And I don't think you're going to see that because he's got to have dinner with these guys tonight. And you know that every guy is his best friend. So how is he going to be best friends with someone when they're wrecking him? So We'll see. You know, you know, he's
We
saying
have a
Europe.
question.
Why is he attacking Europe? That's what I don't understand. Why is he attacking Europe? Because they said no to him taking over Greenland? Like, is that why he's attacking Europe?
I would assume so. I would
Okay.
assume so. I think he has issues with, I think his stance is we pay for a lot in his view. And, he looks at the U.S. like Europe's sponsor, and he just thinks we don't get enough back or whatever it is. I think he definitely thinks like a monopoly man as well. But we have a question on the chat about interest rates and all these things that we're talking about, which are geopolitical. I think all tie into why gold has been absolutely ripping for the last year. And one
Well,
ETF that I'm
I
following
I
this
would
year.
say gold is going up. Gold is going up. Silver ripped. Okay, silver's up 300%. Gold isn't even up 100% in 3 years. So silver's where the rip has happened. Okay, gold is now maybe playing a little catch up, but I cut off the last part of the question, so I don't know if you want to ask it.
Yeah, somebody had a question about our view on interest rates, which I think tie into all these geopolitical things we're talking about. And I think it fits perfectly with this deglobalization theme, which I know you don't believe in.
No.
But there's an ETF that I'm tracking as a theme for the next several years. DGLO, Deglo. That's a deglobalization focused ETF, and it's all related with why U.S. rates can come down. And whenever you see anything like this, the Sell America trade comes back, which is the trade that we had in the first quarter of last year, which is sell the dollar, sell bonds, go long gold.
Yeah, but I don't see that really forming right now, to be honest with you. I do not
Well, that's
see
been the case
I
since
don't see
yeah,
major dollar weakness. I don't like that trade. I think that trade is crowded, but they're asking about gold, okay? And what I'm telling you, okay? Listen,
they're asking about rates.
I've
Asking
traded
about
gold with what?
they're asking about rates, not gold.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tie rates into gold. Rates are going higher, okay? And I don't know your deglobalization theme and why that would run up gold or whatever, but to me, deglobalization is going to run up bond rates to crazy levels because the
Yeah,
United States cannot fund their own bonds. Okay, we're issuing bonds at a massive rate to pay off our deficit. Okay, if you don't have China, which China is bye bye. They're not buying our bonds. Okay, now Europe isn't going to buy our bonds. What are we going to buy our own debt? I mean, you're issuing your own debt to buy your own debt. I mean, it's ridiculous. So we're pissing off the world. Okay, bond rates are going to go higher, and you're going to see actually, I believe, I mean, the government's going to try to stop it. And you heard Besant yesterday say he's not worried about bonds. He should be worried about bonds, okay? Because the Fed is not going to make a move at this meeting, okay? And they're actually, I'm not going to say they're going to be hawkish, but they're going to be off the easing targeting, okay? And that's going to create a major problem here for debt financing when we're issuing so much debt. But that leads me to the weirdest part of the trade. When rates are going higher, gold should be going much, much lower. Okay. Because basically those trades work in inverse, but there's no inverse. Like today, let's say they solve world peace, gold will still go up. I don't know why, but it's just this parabolic retail buying that you don't need a lot of it. And it's
it
crazy. What was the
depends.
volume on
If
silver ETF?
if they announce world peace today, gold would tank.
So silver ETF, believe it or not, traded 101 million shares. Okay. That's actually off from pace of the week before, which was like in the 150 and higher. Okay. So maybe these things are topping because you're not seeing as much volume, but you're seeing 5x the daily volume. Why are we seeing 5x the daily volume every day? I'm just trying to understand it. Tell me why. Why are we seeing ETFs trading 5x, 7x volume? Gold ETF
E-
10x. I
Easy
mean, you're
access.
saying that no one's involved, but that to me is everyone's involved. Everybody's in here. Like when this thing is out of favor, it doesn't trade. It trades like 10 million shares. So everybody's in here. They're looking to catch the next trolley on the parabolic train, which is your train. You're the conductor. Okay, you're pulling the lever of the parabolic train. Okay, and all of this stuff is going to end. And I think that we're seeing setups that we're going to be looking back on this stuff in less than 3 months and saying, holy cow, I can't believe silver was $90 and now it's trading at 60 or 70 or wherever it's going to end up, or 50. You know, there's no doubt. There's just no doubt. And it's kind of, it kind of has the earmarks in my mind of the retail trade in Bitcoin or the public trade in Bitcoin. Every day, Bitcoin, you heard stories. Bitcoin's going to replace money. It's a store of value. It's like a currency. You can use it to transact. Meanwhile, no one's ever used it to transact. Okay. It's not a currency. It's not anything. And now they don't even have a theme. What's the theme of Bitcoin? Like, why do you need Bitcoin? Just
So
explain it to me.
you're equating Bitcoin to gold, but
No,
you
I am giving it, no, time out. I am giving you what has gone on here. And what has gone on here is your parabolic train has left Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not parabolic. Bitcoin looks like crap. Okay. And it wouldn't shock me if it went a lot lower. You know why, Eric? No one cares about Bitcoin. I go to
yeah.
dinner, nobody is talking about Bitcoin. Nobody, not a single person. A year ago, you couldn't stop these guys. Even you said you would never sell one Bitcoin in your life. Okay. So the bottom line is it's the same thing in gold now. I go to dinner, I got friends texting me, look at gold, look at gold, look at silver. I mean, that to me means that people are in it, you know?
Okay. My view on gold is that once it gets into a secular trend, that trend lasts for years,
It's
not
already
months.
been years. It's already been 5 years. Okay. Come
Yeah,
on.
I look at the breakout.
I'm not
Happening.
saying it's not in a bull trend. I'm not saying it may not go up. I'm saying at 4,900, it's absolutely absurd. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything. Dude, you're riding the parabolic train. You'll just keep saying it's
I,
going up, just like Bitcoin did when it was
I think
29.
it's going
And
up. I think it's going with Bitcoin. It needs momentum. Bitcoin is an asset that
dude, every
needs
market needs momentum. Every market. Okay, gold doesn't need momentum. Okay, it doesn't need
gold.
momentum.
I think reflects a global change in the secular order. And listening to Ray Dalio's comments about gold at Davos yesterday, I thought was pretty interesting. And he was like, "It's not just the U.S. It's every central bank in the world is shifting how they're looking at each other's currencies, and this is why gold is partially, to a large extent, why gold
But
is
how do
doing
you
what
say
it's
that?
doing."
Gold is priced in USD.
And then he threw in a little comment, which at the end, which I was like, that was interesting. And the way he said it, he was like, we don't even know who's buying gold. And he said that in kind of a way like if he like, it's almost like he knew who's buying gold, but he doesn't want to say it out loud. And I'll tell you this about gold. We were texting last night. Gold and silver, right? How many times have you walked in the door at 9:30 US hours and gold is already up 1%, 2%, silver's already up 5% to
Not
start?
listen to me. Not a lot. And I'll tell you something else, okay?
I
Because I
agree.
follow it every day and we've traded it for Eric. Let me talk,
During the night
please.
session, all Asia, usually they're buying this, right? It's not the US. Usually the US is selling it. And by the time you walk in the door, gold is already up 2-3%.
What are you talking about? Last night they bought it way before the Asian hours. At 6 a.m. at 6 p.m. on the reopening, it was up 70, okay, or 80. That was not Asia, okay? And what I'm
But it
telling
wasn't
you,
retail.
and you're
Okay,
quoting, wait a second, you're quoting Ray Dalio, okay? I'm going to tell you something about Ray. Probably one of the greatest businesses ever created. No one has ever said that guy is a great trader, okay, or a great investor. His businesses were great. He was actually exited out of his own company last year because they had 7 to 9 years of underperformance and negative. Okay. 7 to 9 years. And last year he was out of the company. They bought him fully out and they had the best year in 15 years. So you can listen to Ray Dalio. I mean, Ray Dalio is saying the same thing. If gold goes to 7,000, he'll tell you the same thing. If gold goes to 9,000, he'll tell you the same thing. He's not telling you anything different. Okay. And he's telling you to allocate 5 to 15%. Okay. And he's telling you that today after it's gone up over 120% in the last 3 years and a half years. I don't think that's really that smart. You probably should have invested 3 years ago. Okay. I know you're Mr. Parabolic and you think it's going up another 100%. It's going to be 10,000. Dude, your targets weren't even 5,000. You're just like my CNBC app, this app right here. The app said today, look out for 7,000 in gold. It didn't even get to 5,000. They're talking about 7,000. This is the
that,
parabolic.
that's funny. That's funny. We had a live on-air bet: is gold going to 5,000 or 4,000
You
first?
haven't won yet. You have not
So
won. You have
I
not.
haven't won yet.
Now you're touting the next
I'm telling
130
you,
points is going to
I
be
have to
the
tell.
hardest.
You're coming at me for being correct.
Dude, I'm
So
not
get your
coming at you at
checkbook out.
all.
Get the
I'm not
checkbook
coming
out.
at you at all. I'm coming at you because right now gold is at 48.80. Okay. The bottom line up 20% or 18% for the year in less than 2 weeks. Okay. And it's in a parabolic move. And I don't know what you're suggesting. What are you suggesting? I'm not sure. Like, if you love gold, why do you have none?
I
Okay.
think I think like I said, I've been saying, I think we're in the middle of a secular trend that is not going to end overnight. Okay, yeah, gold could drop 2%, gold could go up 2%, but the long term picture is that we're in the early stages of a secular trend.
Dude, all I will say is this. You said the same thing in Bitcoin. On my life, you said you would never sell a Bitcoin. Ever. You said Bitcoin's
I
going to
don't short
going
it.
to
I don't.
200,000. It was 129. Never sell a Bitcoin. Dude, these markets are all the same. All of them. Okay. So just listen for 1 second. Okay. These markets are all the same. They are pile in, buy as much as you can, ramp the market, and then hope that you get out fast enough because when the turn comes, listen, we had a podcast all year last year. I would say from January till, I don't know, I'm going to go with January till September or October. We talked about Bitcoin at nauseum every single day. There was not one podcast we didn't talk about Bitcoin. Are you right or wrong? I just want to know if that's right or wrong. Every day. This is ridiculous. Public is massively long. How can this thing be here? Da 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 da. We haven't talked about Bitcoin in two. I mean, we did once it went down to 80,000 and we got long it and then we flipped it out. But we didn't talk about it in any way. And we're not talking about it now. Bitcoin is off your radar. Off your radar. Right or wrong? Is Bitcoin on your radar?
Wrong. Yes.
Bitcoin is on your radar to do what?
Yes.
To do
I
what?
actually just took I just took a Coinbase position.
I understand, but dude,
Not
what
working
is
very well.
Bitcoin on your radar for? It's not parabolic anymore. It blew up and it's sitting and it's consolidating at lower levels and it got up to 94,000 and
Right.
now it's back
Same
to
thing.
88,000 on the way to under 80,000. What I'm
I
trying
get
to just listen, the people on the air are listening. I'm telling you, the same thing is going to happen. Okay. It's not happening today, but the same thing is going to happen. They are going to drop this thing 30 to 50%, and it's going to be over. And then all the people are going to be stuck. The same. Listen, I was with someone the other day, okay, who works with our company at MarketWise. Okay, I'm not going to disclose who it is, but they're long Bitcoin. Okay, you know what they said? I was recording a webinar. You know what they said? You ready? They said, I'm not going to look at Bitcoin because it's going down and I don't want to look at it. Okay, is that a problem? I'm just saying that's the owners of all of this stuff. When price, listen to me, it's like lifting weights in the gym. Okay. When you're pumped up and you're lifting every day, it's easy for you to lift your weight. All of a sudden, when you have a strain in your arm, how hard is it to lift the weight? Dude, right now, everybody's dancing. Okay. It's an incredible thing. You know, everybody's dancing. So my question to you, okay, is it's up. I missed the move, okay? You caught the move, I assume, okay? And we're here now at 48.85, okay? And I'm thinking if we come in to flat, down on the year, up small, they're going to hurt people. People are going to get hurt here. People are going to get
Yes.
hurt here with $95 silver. Dude, you can tell me every reason about silver. Okay. This commodity was $20 2 years ago. Okay. It's 5x. Okay. That's not normal action. Okay. I'm just letting you know. And you said it yourself. Even before we got on the air, natural gas is up 50+% in 2 days. You think that's normal action?
I I think 50% is a big number even for commodities, but the move in silver for a commodity, like silver has switched from being a precious metal that is kind of sort of considered hard money to being a pure commodity with supply issues. So the move that it had, this is what commodities do. Like crypto volatility has nothing on commodities that are in panic buying mode.
But why do you
So
have to have panic buying of any commodity other than
it's
a
the
natural?
hallmark of
Time out,
commodities.
time out, time out. Let me talk. You're killing me here today. Just let me finish my statement. Okay.
Go ahead.
Resource commodities like natural gas, even though it's kind of BS, is a resource for deliverability. Okay. Gold and silver, okay, especially gold, has no resource. Okay. Nat gas, it's a cold front. They can't find the supply. It's BS in a way, because it's not going to be cold in April. Okay. So that I understand. But gold and silver, I do not understand. You're saying panic buying. Why is there panic buying of gold? I'm just trying to understand, why is there panic buying is what you just said. Why is there
Panic
panic
buying.
buying of gold?
Well, I don't see panic buying in gold. I see that in silver. I mean, there's a 2-3% move panic buying in gold. But what
Yes.
I do want to say about
Yes.
silver, you look at silver and you look at Micron. Okay, so silver is a commodity. Would you agree that the AI build out is using silver? Would you agree with that?
I would say
Let's
that
just
the AI
basic
build out, listen to me. I'm not sure how big the AI build out actually is, number one. Number two, if it's as big as people think, that is even a bigger problem for the United States stock market. Okay. The AI trade, if you haven't seen anything over the last 4 months, the AI trade is dead. Okay. Dead.
right.
Seven
So
months
this is
ago,
what I'm trying to say. Yes. So what I'm trying to say is the fact that the AI trade is, and I know what you mean by dead, which it is kind of dead compared to what it was in the first half of last year. But when you see silver and you see Micron doing what it's doing, Micron is nothing more than DRAM, right? So this is highly commoditized, and you see silver doing what it's doing. This to me is kind of late cycle stuff. When everybody knows what the deal is, like what the number one trade in the economy is, which is AI. Everybody's in it. Everybody's doing the same thing. The demand for commodities starts to go up like crazy. And
But
to
there,
me,
but it
when
shouldn't go up.
everybody's doing the same thing, that is late cycle
But
behavior.
it should
So
not be going up, Eric. It should be going down because all of this stuff is slowing. Listen, 6 months
yeah,
ago,
but that's late
OpenAI,
cycle.
time out. We were
Exactly.
on this podcast. OpenAI 100 different times announced fake deals with companies and the market exploded up. Now, OpenAI announced deals last week, 3 weeks ago, and the market goes straight down because they know it's not real. Okay. The demand for data centers, dude, you're going to see, you know what was funny? Mid last year or early last year, there was this big thing that there were empty data centers all over the Midwest. Then all of a sudden, there was a need for data centers. I'm telling you that this gold trade, this is a 50, not even 10, 50 star short. 50. I mean, why is gold up? I'm just asking, why is gold up 100 today after being up 100? Why is gold up today? I'm just trying to understand. If you could give me one economic reason, one fundamental reason, other than, like you said before, which doesn't make any sense for this commodity, panic buying. I understand panic buying in oil if you are or somebody that has to deliver it or whatever. I get that. Nat gas doesn't make a lot of sense up this much, okay? But there's obviously a supply problem. But in gold and silver, I mean, come on. It's crazy. And you're saying, it's kind of like the Bitcoin thing when it was going up. Come on, you don't think in Bitcoin that they were saying every reason under the sun why everyone's going to be, who do you know that's doing anything with Bitcoin? I just want to know if you know anyone on a daily basis or even a monthly basis that touches Bitcoin to do anything. I just want to know.
There's a few things you threw at me, but market's making a little bit of a move here, or getting a little bit, active. I'm not sure what Trump is saying, but ticked up from the lows here. What
Eric,
do you think? Eric, yeah,
listen, I'll tell you this. I'm driving in, I'm listening to Bloomberg on my TV. They go, this is one of the most important speeches of all time. Literally, that's what they were saying. This is the most unimportant thing. He's on a tirade, not a tirade, but he's on a mumbo jumbo right now. He's talking all kinds of bullshit. We're the best, you suck, whatever. They're just happy that he's not, as soon as he gets off the stage, they're gonna buy the market because that's what they do. I mean, that's what they do. Okay. They were waiting for Calamity Jane and it never showed up. And the market's basically kind of where it was last night, up 7 on SPOOs, NASDAQ underperforming. I don't like Nvidia still. I think Nvidia has the potential to miss numbers. I think Nvidia has issues, dude. Issues.
yeah. So all these AI companies coming out, I think the market is going to be really scrutinizing CapEx. First half of last year, the more CapEx you had, the more the market would buy your stock. That trend really started to kind of shift towards the end of the year. You see it in the Nasdaq S&P spread now over 3 months, that the Nasdaq is underperforming the S&P. That's a long time,
Yeah, but
since we
yesterday it didn't. Yesterday it didn't on the big down move. It started the day much worse, and then it
yeah,
actually was better midday.
yeah, it
You
was. That
know,
was interesting.
today is worse. But
I'm
listen, I'm
continuing to
not.
see spread until further notice, but you know, where is like all these earnings reports coming out? Like, I think CapEx is going to get looked at very, very carefully. Um, and I don't see them coming down with CapEx. Do you? So I think they're still spending. I don't think the market is going to like that too much.
On what?
The amount of CapEx that they're spending on AI.
Okay, I don't know. You know
So
what?
straddled this morning, currently 45. What do you think about that?
I think that. The stock market is ridiculous, and I think Trump's crying on literally. He's like, "We're treated unfairly." Well, it's the same thing. But listen, he didn't fully taco out, but he minimally tacoed. He
Yeah, it's
minimally
interesting.
tacoed today. You don't agree?
I don't know. Is the speech over?
No, he'll be up there for another hour. I mean, talking about nothing. I mean, you've seen him before. I mean, this is so predictable with this guy. There's nothing like it. I mean, literally nothing like it. Like I don't know. They're saying like this is the most important speech of all time. Like he didn't even say anything. You know, Spoo ripped $15, actually 25 $20. But is that really anything?
Yeah,
It's
well,
funny.
VIX is down off the highs. We had a big down day yesterday on a. I know you don't like the word geopolitical, but I'm going to say
But
geopolitical.
what geopolitical? What's
Wait,
the
hold up, hold up,
geopolitical?
hold up. Are we going to argue about what the word geopolitical means?
No, we're going to argue that if you think us threatening Greenland, that we want to take it over and tariffing people is any different than anything that happened last year, you're on crack. Every time something went against him, he uses fake tariffs to basically put his point across. Anything he said that he's going to do, he's not doing any of it. And you know it.
Okay, so the market was down for, let's call it, unknown reasons. Are you okay with that? We don't have to call it geopolitical. But the market was down quite a bit, and it was based on a Trump thing. And we all know kind of what happens. I'm Monday quarterbacking a little bit because the futures are up off their lows. But if you think he tacoed, right, what's a level on the SPX that you would put on right now? Would you be a seller of the straddle? Like, what's your game plan right now?
I'm waiting and watching. Do not like this opening. I like the opening down much better, okay, than up 20 handles. I mean, I don't know why we're up 20. Cuz what? He didn't go ballistic and start cursing out the Dutch? Like I'm not I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know the details of the speech yet, but just from just looking at
Wait. Gold rallied yesterday, geopolitical, right? But now the geopolitical is kind of off the table. So like or whatever, or it's fake, Taco Bell. He's tacoing out. So
well, gold
so
ticked
I'm
down off
I'm
the
trying
high.
to understand. I'm just trying to understand it. You know, I'm reading headlines yesterday. Gold's up because of Greenland. It's up like 250 points. Nothing even happened. What happened in Greenland? Like that's getting gold up $250? I'm just asking you. That you think is the reason gold should rally 250? It's retail going Zulu in this thing. They don't even care the price they pay for gold. They don't even understand where it was, what it's done in the last 4 years. They don't understand anything. This is retail.
So here's my
And this
problem with what
trade,
you're saying.
time out.
The move happened overnight. Nobody's trading ETFs overnight.
Eric, it happened on the reopening, and they certainly are trading. They trade ETFs till 8 o'clock. Okay, they're definitely trading. Dude, what? How much was gold up on the reopen? Dude, gold was up like $70. It opened down. Actually, gold opened down last night and ran $70 before 7 o'clock. I'm just letting you know. Okay, I traded it, so I know. Okay, but I mean, I'm asking you the whole headline I'm seeing, every headline says Greenland. Gold up because of Greenland. Tariffs in Greenland. What is going to happen when he takes it back? Nothing. Gold won't go down. The S&P will go up. But I mean, this is where we're at. So,
So the ES futures are up almost 30, so that's indicative. SPX going to have around a 68.25 open if futures remain right here. I'm looking at 67.40 puts are at $3.
you should have looked at him
60
about you should have looked at him at the beginning of the podcast. They were 10.
I understand. I understand. So, I mean, that's 85 points down. You know, there's decent premium in that area. I kind of like it. You know, I just don't know what kind of upside the market is trying to get here. Um, you have
Dude,
a
what do you
100-day
mean? It's the best.
average. You have the 100-day moving average around 45 points up from current levels. You know, that's an area also to look at. I don't know what to do with that yet, but I'm just trying to kind of map out the day. You know, so what are we thinking here?
Thinking nothing. Just thinking, I would think I'm just trying to understand why gold's up 100. Okay. I'm trying to understand it because it doesn't make any sense. Like all of the headlines and reasons why it was up 150 yesterday was tariffs, okay, and Greenland and problems. And now the market is showing. I'm not saying no problem. You should hold back on that or tell me. Anyway, um, and that's it. I mean, we're getting close to the opening. We watched the market move $35. Listen, yesterday's move, believe it or not, was real. Okay. I know people don't want to believe it. It was real. Okay. We were down
Right.
140 handle.
Like, we were looking for downside, but we got downside for, I almost want to say, illegitimate
That was so
reasons.
bad. What?
Like we're looking for, like, you're looking for downside. I'm looking for downside because I think we're in the middle of a repricing of growth in the
I'm not
market.
looking, listen, I'm not looking for anything. I'm looking,
And
listen, the market is up and down. I think yesterday's move was important to the market having big problems. I do not like gold. I think gold could reverse. It's only up $80 now. It could reverse and be negative. And if it reverses in negative on high volume, that is a problem. Okay, not a problem because it's up on the year, but a problem moving forward. And I just don't like every
just,
headline,
an
everything on.
FYI, right? Just an FYI. If you're trading gold, like me personally, I have almost a flat position at this very moment in gold because I agree with what you're saying. The market is reacting positively. A lot of this move over the last 2 days in gold has been tariff related, and you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we dip a little bit. You know, this is probably a good profit taking opportunity if you're in some sort of short
But
term trade.
time out. You really think that gold rallied $150 yesterday because he threatened to put 25 or 10% tariffs? Dude, he was tariffing all year last year. He didn't stop. Even hey, get me on Liberation Day what gold did with the 3 days. I'm gonna look at Liberation Day when he put real tariffs on for the first time. I bet you gold didn't move like this.
Well, gold dropped initially for a few days, and then that was the buying
But it never
opportunity.
rallied like that. Dude, the biggest day I remember in gold last year was like 100 points. Maybe even less. It was just a slow grinder all year. This is you, bro. This is Mr. Parabolic. These are parabolic moves. Gold didn't move 250 in 2 days ever, last year or even the year before. Okay.
All right,
And we've moved
so
250 in 2 days. So to me, that's a little bit, saying, and then you're saying it's panic buying. Like, why would there have to be panic buying in a commodity that's up 250? Maybe it's short covering. Maybe. I don't know. But that would be the only panic, you know? And what's an interesting thing, and I know we've been touching a lot on gold and silver because they're really the flavor of the day. S&P, obviously yesterday's down 2% is important. They're trying to mark the market up here. Trump, um, oh, he's saying on the tape, the stock market down move was peanuts. Dude, you can't even imagine. That's a poly market bet, by the way. The poly market bet, he would talk about the stock market. So if you bet it, you're a winner. Okay, in his speech, he
That was an
actually
easy way.
he
That's an easy.
mentions the stock market.
I gotta start betting the poly market. Like that's a layup trade. Is Trump going to mention the stock market?
Why?
That's
You could have bet
a
it.
high probability thing because he always mentions the stock market.
Okay, well then you should have bet it. You could bet it. And that's another thing that's concerning to me, as a trader, investor, whatever. This defined outcome betting market is insane. It's insane. No one needs the stock market. They're betting on everything. They're betting on whether he's going to sneeze in the press conference, whether, he's going to rub his nose 3 times. You can bet sports. Okay? You can bet sports on interactive brokers. I mean, defined outcome. I mean, you don't find that this is just crazy what is going on and the access to listen. Nobody, and I said this before, nobody had access to trading silver and gold the way they do now, and they're all in. They're all in. I'm just saying, how could you buy gold over 10 years ago? How? How could you buy it?
I don't
You'd
know.
have to buy the physical and store it in your house. You could buy gold coins or you could buy futures. Then all of a sudden, they invented ETFs to buy it, which in turn creates an insatiable demand and not enough futures action to hedge the risk. That's what's happened here. So US stock market stable up 26 points, which is shocking, you know, because what did they think? That he was going to come on and start berating like, every European country when he come on, Trump really well. Okay?
I
He's
thought
been around for
that was a risk. I thought that was a reasonable risk to keep in mind.
But what would he
Yeah,
do? What is the risk? He would say, "Oh, we're going to come get you." Blah 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 blah. It's all hot air and bluster. It's been this way for 8 years. I mean, come on. He's got to have dinner with Macron and all these leaders tonight. You know he's not going to do it. No way. I'm just letting you know. No way.
what do you think of Netflix earnings?
I don't
You
know.
talk about you talk about trend now. It might be game over for the growth story about Netflix.
Dude, Trump says the stock market will double in price. Dude, Mr. Parabolic, he just took your title. He's Mr. Parabolic. No, he's not Mr. Parabolic.
I guess not. I don't know. I like the name though. I like it.
He's Mr. Parabolic. I mean, come on, dude. It's actually crazy. Stock market's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years, okay? And he's saying the market's going to double. What, in the next 100, 200? I mean, come on. It's crazy. Crazy, you know?
It's
Anyway,
9:23. Are we going to trade live on air? You just
absolutely not.
give us the word.
Absolutely not. Are you going to trade? If you're going to make a trade live on air, then we'll stay on. Okay. Otherwise, I'm getting off. I wish everybody a good day. Hopefully, you got something from it. I would just keep an eye on gold. If it comes in another 50, okay, which would still put it up on the day a lot, like it would still be up 30, 40. I would look to short it for a trade. I'm doing nothing here, just trading a little bit of options. S&P at these levels are not a buy. I'm not saying anything. They've retraced a third of the move of yesterday's crash, dude. Yesterday's crash, right? Yesterday was a crash. Wait, is he not tariffing now? Is he like what is the outcome? I'm just asking, what is the outcome? And then we're gonna end the podcast. What is he not tariffing? Tariffing? Best friends? Are they going to be hugging? Is he going to be making out with with Lagarde tonight? Like what? What is? I mean, how? It's the same guy every time. Every time, he's talking smack, and then he meets the people and he backs down. It's crazy. and he's going, I'm telling you, he's been on the air for almost an hour. He's going to go another hour talking about nonsense. It's really, it's kind of brutal. But anyway, I wish everyone luck. Where's the straddle? Still, I know we moved up, but I'm wondering where the
He
upside.
can't be 45 at this point. Let's check.
Well, if you did it at 45, you lose already before the opening.
Actually, SPX is closed until 9:30, so I don't even know, and I don't have the futures option. So
We got futures options. Gold is $30 for me lacing it. That's all I could say. $30, and then we're going to be on it. Interesting. Silver
interesting
never
that
silver's not
yeah,
really down, but what?
relative to gold, it sure is, and that was the case all night long.
What?
Relative to gold, silver.
Timeout. You know what? I've remained really mellow through this entire podcast, and I love you
Have
dearly.
you?
I just want you to understand. How much do you think silver is up for the year? I'm just asking. What do you think silver is up for the year? The year has 11 trading days in it so far.
35%.
What?
35%.
More, like 40 something percent. Gold's up
Good.
7. So how could you even track silver to gold? Like one is up 50% or 40% and the other is up 7. I mean, they're not even comparable, not even in the same league.
Shorted, baby. Good luck. I wish you well. What can I say?
Straddle 38.5 at the money. The straddle that you were looking at pre-opening is already a loser today. It's already moved 40 points. So that straddle is not good. So I would be careful out there. I think we may open up and then test the downside, but we'll see. Trump is still going on talking about drugs, talking. I mean, it's unbelievable. These people are like, what is this guy saying? They're probably on there going like, what is this guy talking about? But anyway, we'll see what goes on. Good luck to all, and we'll be back tomorrow. Enjoy the day. Be safe.